Hey everyone, A Complex back with another video, and today we are talking about the Shaper Spheres located in Anthem's Cataclysm. There are 3 of them, and they all, when opened up, give you a boatload of golden orbs, which everyone needs. There is also a challenge for it called For Science, so if you complete all 3, you complete the challenge, which is awesome. And like I mentioned, there are 3, and the first one we're going to start talking about today is the one located right across from Diana's Landing, which is the newest event that opened up. So after you finish Diana's Landing, come on over and do the sphere. So you're going to need to find 3 echoes per sphere. There are about 6 or 7 different locations that the echoes could be for any given sphere. So you just saw the first spot that I picked it up, and then kind of going straight ahead from here, there are 2 spots that echoes could be in this general region. So you've got that one where the echo is actually located, and then up top there is another spot. Now, let me just go quickly snag this echo so I don't lose it. By the way, echoes can sometimes burn out if you hold on to them for too long. So it's kind of better to just find all of them and then collect them and drop them off. Now, the spot that I just shot over there, and then the one I'm shooting now, those are also spots that the echoes could spawn. The nice thing is if one does spawn over here, even if it doesn't, just make sure you pop over here. There's a purple note here. There are a lot of notes around here. Definitely worth kind of mapping them out and then picking them up as you go, because they are super valuable. Plus there are a variety of challenges to complete for the various colored notes, and I did do a video on somatic notes, so if you have any questions on that, you can check it out. I'll leave that in the description down below. Now, for my current sphere, the last echo for me is in this really interesting spot. So if you're having trouble finding echoes for the Dominion Foothold sphere, check out this spot. So we went straight ahead, and it's kind of tucked in this back little alcove. Isn't that kind of weird? It's not easy to find. So the other thing is also, I'm going to repoint out that vertebrae to you. So right in there, sometimes you have to go either side to see it. And then sometimes in that little alcove to the left of it, I've seen a few echoes spawn there. So just kind of keep an eye out and keep searching. I promise you they're there, but sometimes they're just really hard to spot in the storm. So let me drop off this sphere, echo rather, and then we'll see what it gave us as far as golden somatic notes go. As a heads up too, there's also a time rune here and a few other things that you can do. So this area is definitely very, very nice to help up your score. So we'll pick up the, oh, look at those. Aren't those pretty? Look at that. That's going to help with stability and all that other good stuff. Now let's head to the next location. So this is, if you were where we just were, if you took a left and kind of followed the beach, that's where it'd be. But we're also kind of behind the ring of Magnus. Now, if you were looking straight at the sphere to the left, normally I do find one there. Sometimes it doesn't actually spawn, but most of the time I do find an echo right here. And then there are a lot of mobs to kill on the beach. So if you're low on stability for whatever reason, it's a great spot to kill some elementals. Plus, they sometimes drop notes. Now, on top of that, where I'm shooting, you can sometimes find an echo. And then up top, there is actually right in that area, you can sometimes see one. You have to go up there to look, though, because it's really hard to see in the storm. So make sure you're flying all the way up there if you can't find an echo. Now, there is one that drops right here. And then the last one is under the arch, but sometimes to the left of that arch, I have found them. So just kind of keep an eye out. Like I said, these echoes will spawn in a variety of locations, but once you know where all the locations are, it is really quick to do. And like I said, it nets you a ton of points, especially if you're being really careful of keeping your multiplier up before you do these. So the best thing is you want to complete all the events first. Then you want to come in and do the spheres, because you have that 10-time multiplier up. Whereas if you did them like, if I did Britaheim and Ring of Magnus and then went to one of the spheres, I'd only have a 2 to 4 time multiplier, which isn't going to give me as good of a score. So making sure you're completing events and then coming to these spheres will definitely net you a lot more points. As you can see, that just netted me 10,000 plus an additional 5,000 for all of the echoes. So now we're going to head to the last one. This one you probably see all the time when you're coming out of Britaheim to go to Cass's Forge. Now, one thing that you can do is on your way out of Britaheim, you can just pick up this, I think everybody's seen that one echo at the top on the way out. You can pick up that echo and then just drop it off and leave it in the Shaper relic and then come back to it later, so you don't actually have to like fly back up and waste some time. So if you snag it now, just pop it in, just make sure you don't do that last one. Now, directly down below, you can kind of see in the machinery, you can see that one echo. That's a really common spot. So if you want to pick up those two, drop the two of them off and just leave them, and then come back for the third one later. It'll save you some time, especially if it's on the way. Now, the echoes will sometimes spawn in the water, but they will also spawn. Let me just see. Let me put these away quickly just because I don't want them to burn out. Sometimes you get struck by lightning. The echoes will burn and go back to wherever they had been. Now, if you're having trouble seeing them, there's sometimes one up there right where I'm shooting in that little area. And then also kind of along this back wall, occasionally you'll find one where the tree is mostly. Now, if you're having a hard time seeing the ones in the water, the best thing that you could do is fly straight up kind of closer to Britaheim, but not too close because you don't want to go too far. And then you can kind of see them in the water. Sometimes they'll actually spawn in that area of the water. And then also see, now you can see the other echo that I needed. So yeah, it's either one of those two water locations occasionally. And then don't forget there are a ton of somatic notes floating around this area, so make sure that you're grabbing those as you're there. But y'all, that's pretty much it for Anthem's Cataclysm Shaper Spheres. That was a lot to say, but I hope this helped if you were having any troubles finding the echoes or just completing the spheres overall. And I hope you're still enjoying Anthem's Cataclysm. I know I am having a boatload of fun still. Y'all, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your night and or day, depending on where you are in the world, and I will catch you next time. Bye, guys.